We're back! Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brotherhood of Gaming. Yes, we can't believe we've come this far. We have stepped out of the PlayStation era into the PlayStation 2 era. Who'd have thought it would have come this far? Well, anybody want to chime in?
Hey everybody, I'm your co-host Eugene Morris.
Am I alone here?
Not alone. And I am Jennifer Millward, mystery guest, unofficial voice of Lara, and these guys seem to think that I have some interesting things to say about Angel of Darkness.
Well, we considered it, maybe just a little bit. Well, hold on a second. Who the hell are you? Yes, so of course, as you guys remember, I am William Morris, that's Eugene Morris, and this is our brand new female companion to join us on our Tomb Raider love, Miss Jenny Millward.
Hello.
Yay!
Yeah, feel like we should have introduced new people on these speedruns a long time ago, but who'd have thought we'd have come this far? We thought one was enough and one was done. 5 games in. So, yes, tell us about yourself real quick, Jenny. What do you do for the Tomb Raider fan base? How involved are you?
Moderately involved. Literally, I have been a moderator on Tomb Raider forums for a good many years. Quit last year, but I have been a Lara Croft voiceover for fan levels, trailers, movies, all sorts of weird and wonderful projects for over 10 years now. And I also am a fanfiction writer. And pertinent to this particular speedrun, I have written a full-length novelisation of The Angel of Darkness that a lot of people seem to really like, including Murty Schofield, the original Angel of Darkness writer. So, yeah, I have a wee bit of nerdariety in the Tomb Raider community.
Yeah, and your story on Angel of Darkness, the novelization, has actually been printed by you on hardcover, and only a select few can get them, right?
Yes, if anybody wants to ask me nicely, then I'm sure that we can arrange something like that, including yourself. So, if you ever sort of want to show the photograph of yourself smiling, holding your signed copy, be my guest.
Yes, and also, followers, please be sure to check out Jenny Millward, as she has done an interview podcast with the writer of Angel of Darkness himself, talking about the past of Angel of Darkness, the past experiences, what went wrong, and anybody who knows anything about Angel of Darkness probably knows that there were things that went wrong. But this day and age, the many years that have passed, either you love it or you hate it. So, without further wasting time, let's start the speed run. So, pressing start now, let's enjoy the game.
Woohoo!
Help me, Lara. I need you to get something for me.
Go on.
I'm tracking 5 obscura paintings for a client called Eckhart, but he's a psychopath.
Why should I care?
Because I'm being stalked. People are dying out there.
Handle it, Werner.
Lara, please. Look, go and see this woman, Carvier. She can help.
I'm going. Eat it, Werner. You walked away and left me.
Get out!
Uh,
There
Angel
are-
of Darkness, we meet again.
Yeah, do I
Little-
detect a wee bit of controversial feelings for you there, Eugene?
Well, it was funny. It's just like a little over 2 years ago, I did my own review of this game in the style of Red Letter Media's Mr. Plinkett. It was basically a 3-part video of me doing a comedic attempt to rip apart this game. I I have a very love-hate relationship with this game.
I think everybody does. It's the
Yeah.
Marmite of the Tomb Raider universe. You really do either love it or hate it.
Especially over the years now, when people have discovered the history and background with this game, that people now start to realize, oh, there's actually more to it than what we saw when we first got it. There's actually art behind this, and maybe we can look at it in a different light.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, most of the problems that are associated with it are down to the fact that it wasn't finished, and it was huge, great problems with controls and beta testing that wasn't done properly. You know,
Yeah, for example, like there's a whole other tutorial part of this level right here that was cut out, but it's still accessible in game if you can manage to glitch your way through it.
yeah.
So yeah, right now I'm hanging around.
Yeah, don't keep it hanging around. That was
It's one of the-
versions, actually. Sorry, Eugene.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't even know this game had such a loyal fan base until like a few years ago when we did our review of the Tomb Raider reboot, and I kind of made an offhanded. We made a lot of jokes at Angel of Darkness. Apparently, a lot of people didn't like that, and that's when I found out. Oh, there's actually a fan base for this. But you're right. It's one of those games that you either love it or you hate it. It does have a very bad reputation. WatchMojo.com did a top 10 games that killed franchises.
Yes, I
and this
saw
ranked this ranked like number 2,
Yes.
and so it's
A tad unfair, to be honest.
To a certain extent, I mean, games live or die by their reception and how accessible they are. And the vast majority of what made Angel of Darkness really fantastic was its story and its characters. And that was butchered in the end. You know, when you're trying to rush out a game, you're not going to worry about, you know, graphic settings or really cool cutscenes. You're going to worry about, you know, we don't need that scene. We don't need that character talking about this background. You do, if it's going to make any sense.
Yeah, totally.
But there was so many problems from the technical aspects. Either it was them converting to the PlayStation 2 and not knowing how to properly work the engine, but it was like almost like a 2-year running time on this game, wasn't it? When producing this thing.
Yeah, Sergeant. One of the features you mentioned is one of the things that I actually just didn't have to use was the whole stealth thing that the tutorial just wanted me to use. There is not a single point in this game. Oh, watch. Walk it off, Laura. Walk it off.
Wow, that was miraculous.
But yeah, the whole stealth thing, the stealth button, there is not a need at all for you to even use it. I don't know why it's in the game to begin with.
It was one of those, hey, let's have a great idea and not actually properly implement it.
Now,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, you can actually avoid having the guards come in this, or the police coming in this building altogether.
Really?
By avoiding a certain set of stairs. If you were to go up that section of stairs right there, you'd bring them in. But by jumping up here and just pulling your way up, you can. They'll never bust through the door.
Talk about convenient.
Well, one of the points I bring up in my little review I did is that it seems like they were trying to implement a lot of ideas that came from other areas at the time. Hey, RPG is real popular. Let's have some RPG elements. Hey, let's have
Metal Gear Solid is doing really good with stealth.
Yeah.
Let's put some stealth in. Let's have some dialogue trees where we can change the ending, like Shenmue or something. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Right.
But then, of course, you have other aspects to the Tomb Raider universe, like the Cradle of Life was released in 2003 as well. And I think there was an enormous pressure on the developers. I mean, they were already, have on the bandwagon of, hey, we must bring out a new game every single year. And with something as ambitious as Angel of Darkness, they thought, oh, well, let's up the ambition and bring it out at the same time as the movie. So that was, double whammy for the developers who were saying, it's not finished yet. Oh no, but we got to get it out. Yes, but it's not finished yet.
Yeah, today's equivalent would be Assassin's Creed, but in their defense, they can at least patch it out later and fix the problems. Whereas with this game and games before it, you had one shot. There was no going back. If you did mess up and it was a really bad one, you had the unfortunate thing where you had to recall all the games, and that was time, money, and a lot of resources wasted.
Not to mention your reputation absolutely trashed.
Exactly, and that's hard to build back up. So now we're going to skip going down there altogether, just so that we can go straight to Carvier's apartment.
Beautiful swan dives, by the way. Must compliment you on that. Yeah.
That's very nice.
The woman of many talents.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Genes at the controls.
Yeah, you can avoid. There's an upgrade down there for people who choose to go down there, where she can get a leg upgrade. This game is full of upgrades, and it's actually, if there's one thing that I did notice that was kind of cool about this game, is that the upgrades are conveniently placed in a lot of areas, just in case you do miss a few.
Oh dear.
Yeah, like, oh, look at the distance here. Like, oh yeah, right. With your current power, honey.
Yeah, that's the problem with cast iron. It kind of breaks before it bends.
And dead.
Should be. Yeah. Oh, wait, no.
Saved by kitty litter.
Yes, I'm sure Mademoiselle Carvier is going to be so delighted to have an absolutely soaked aristocrat from Britain reeking of garbage and claiming that she's just come from a murdered friend.
And now we begin one of the dialogue trees, which actually does change one minuscule thing, which I'll detail momentarily.
Who is it?
Mademoiselle Carvier, it's Lara Croft. I need your help.
Miss Croft, I recognize you from photos and Werner's description. Come in.
Thank you.
An evil night to be out alone, Miss Croft. Our streets are not safe anymore.
Mademoiselle Carvier, I have just come from Werner's apartment.
And how is Werner?
I'm afraid Werner is dead.
Dead?
Can I get you anything?
How was Werner killed? What happened?
It's all a bit vague. I arrived at his apartment today from London. He was babbling with fear.
He said he tried to contact you.
He did. I never expected that. Not after Egypt.
Werner has been fearful for his life. He accepted a commission 5 weeks ago. Since then, he's been acting strangely, jumping at shadows. He even left a package with me for safekeeping.
Who was the commission from?
The client's name was Eckhart. He wanted Werner to research something called the Obscura paintings. Werner approached me at my department at the Louvre.
Were you able to help him?
A little, I think. Poor Werner was clearly terrified.
Werner didn't scare easily.
He felt he was being stalked.
He could well have been. The monstrum is running around Paris, according to the press.
Werner left a package here with me. I was to give it to you if anything happened to him.
Do you know what it is?
It's his field notebook.
If he left his notebook, he was spooked.
You still haven't explained what happened.
We argued, I can remember that, and gunfire.
Gunfire? Werner was shot? Did you kill him?
I can't remember. It's all a blur.
Miss Croft, I strongly suggest that you talk to the police.
If I wanted to kill Werner, I could have done that in Egypt.
You don't look convinced yourself.
I'm not going to waste any more time here. Do you have the notebook?
I do. It's safe for the moment.
I really am going to need Werner's notebook.
Somebody killed Werner. You say you don't remember clearly what happened. Perhaps the police are right in suspecting you.
I never killed Werner.
I think you better leave, Miss Croft.
The notebook?
I'm not sure this is the right thing, but I must respect what Werner wanted.
The right choice, mademoiselle.
And now you had better go. The police will be here in a minute.
Now, depending on what you tell her, she will choose to either give you the notebook or not, which gives you about 20 seconds to run through her house and find it.
Give me the notebook before I kill you like I killed... please give me the notebook.
I really am going to need it. Okay, I don't know. All right.
It's always a problem, isn't it, with these multi-dialogue trees, that she can go from really angry and furious with everybody to, do you have the notebook? In the space of 2 sentences.
So, how far we have fallen. I could have a tutorial at my rich mansion with the Ark of the Covenant, but I guess a nice subway will do.
With rats.
All right, so we are on the run from the police. We have to try to find Van Aer's killer, as well as their motivation, and clear our name.
I'd like to take you back for a second to the summer of 2003. Entering that summer, there was so much anticipation for us Tomb Raider fans, because we're getting a new Tomb Raider game that continues what happened after Last Revelation, and we're getting a new Tomb Raider movie. So expectations were so high going into that thing, and
great time to be a Lara Croft fan.
Yeah. Are you going to do a dialogue? No? Okay.
You're not going to talk to Janice.
She has nothing to contribute to my speedrun.
Oh, damn it. Could be taken so many different ways, but of course this is a PG-13 sort of speedrun, so we're not going to go with that.
Yeah. One thing was this game. The other thing was the sequel, Cradle of Life. When the first movie came out, it had its issues, but hey, it made a lot of money. We're gonna get a sequel. We're thinking, okay, the sequel's getting better. We have a new director, a director of Speed, and John DeBont's gonna be at the helm, and it was co-starring Gerard Butler, pre-300. So neither one worked out all that well.
Although,
yeah, especially when the developers of this game, when the creators of the movie came out to say that this game was the reason their movie flopped.
Hot kettle, I think is the word.
I think we can all agree, going back to one of our old sayings, that Cradle of Life sucked all on its own. It did not need any help from Angel of Darkness to accomplish that.
It's a shame that Cradle of Life didn't star young Tom Hardy. That would have made it much better. Just, Victor has defeated Jewel Miss Croft. Your precious Aubrey. Do it as we please.
This is way before he got the Bane mask, so yes.
That would have been awesome.
Oh, so you think the pistols are your ally?
The bullets are just bouncing off him.
I see we're skipping a hell of a lot of the charming Parisian clientele that Lara could be talking to. What a shame.
What are you talking about?
Bitchy janitors
don't mind
and
me coming through your house.
barman.
Coming through, don't mind me.
It's like,
right,
it's almost like something out of Benny Hill, this, isn't it? You know, don't mind me, just lost British aristocrats on the run, scootling through your living room.
Miss Croft, I'm here to fulfill Jacqueline Nadler's destiny.
Okay, so now we did skip quite a few dialogue trees with several other characters, and in the background, in one of the cafe shops, you could see a certain other character reading a newspaper and looking very suspicious.
He was kind of like the Parisian backstreets mystery ghost. I feel sudden kinship with Curtis on this one.
Okay, so we just got another upgrade, so we can push this thing in here. And now we're going to go down.
One thing, a lot of people do credit this game is there were a lot of interesting things that nowadays you see incorporated in a lot of video games. That this was like the first one to attempt them.
Do tell.
Things like the RPG stuff, the RPG elements, the dialogue trees, the upgrades. These are very common things you see nowadays, and I guess you didn't see it all that often, like put into one game like it was back then. So if anything, you can't fault this game for not being ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
one thing that
too ambitious though sometimes, sadly.
Yeah.
True.
One thing they definitely were too ambitious about was the upgrades in general. Now, I think I understand, and Jenny and I talked about this, was their idea on how they were going to use them, as they weren't really so much RPG upgrades to upgrade Lara herself as much as they were psychological for her to boost her confidence back up, because after the events that happened in Egypt with her near-death experience fighting gods and around exhaustion, she probably got out of the tomb raiding bit for a little while and took this like darker look on life. So now she had to kind of build up back her confidence and her abilities, reminding herself of the person that she is. So maybe instead of her saying stupid lines like, I feel stronger now, she should have said things like, I think I can do this now, or I think I'm confident enough to handle this, or things along that line.
That was a very major theme that I explored in the novelization. It was done all in first person, or most of it was done in first person from Lara's perspective. And yeah, there was a hell of a lot of dark psychological crap that she was having to deal with. You know, like you say, she'd been out of the tomb raiding game for, you know, a number of years and had been sort of pulled back into it, much against her will. Ah, Bouchard, hello.
What happened to your man in the room out there, Bouchard?
To Arno? You've got something to say about that?
Maybe. It might be linked to what happened to a friend of mine.
I doubt it. Get her out of here.
Do you know the name Eckhart?
Never heard of him.
Okay. You helped a friend of mine a while back. Werner von Croy.
Names don't mean a lot here. Even real ones. What did he want?
Maps and information on the Louvre.
I remember, 4 weeks ago, wanted to take a coachload of Japanese tourists to see the Mona Lisa.
Easy, Bouchard. I lost that friend yesterday. Now I'm wanted for his murder.
There was a newscast about a monstrum killing earlier. What would you know about that?
Nothing that would interest you.
You'd be surprised how much the monstrum interests me.
My friend? The Louvre?
Yes, the academic. Wanted access to recent archaeological diggings inside the Louvre. I gave him contact. You want the same?
And more. I need 9mm protection, backpack, plastic explosive, stun packs. Paris isn't safe these days.
Who for? You obviously can't take care of yourself.
Do you have what I need?
I know who does. Daniel Rennes works out of the pawnbrokers on the corner of the Rue Saint-Marc and Cour la Seine.
What would you suggest?
A trade. I have to get certain things into his hands. Passports. You could deliver them for me.
Why not have one of your men deliver your passports?
Have no one to spare.
What happened to your man in the sick room back there? Was he delivering packages for you too?
Poor Arno. One of my toughest. The only survivor of 4 attacks so far.
Attacks? By who?
An interesting question. We don't know for sure yet.
The Paris Monstrum, perhaps.
We're looking into that. You should take care.
An automatic would help. You sold my friend Von Croy some hardware. I need the same.
That was then. We need all the firepower we can get. Ren is your man. Is it a deal?
Okay, deal.
Yeah, so if you said the wrong thing to him, you could actually end up getting yourself killed in a cutscene.
She's slightly more aggressive than poor old Carvier. You know, the most she would do is stalk off in a huff.
Okay, so now we need to get the heck out of here.
Yeah, when you stop and think about it, there are quite a few similarities between Lara Croft and Batman. Thinking about my Tom Hardy joke earlier. Here we are. You know, they're both very rich.
Mm-hmm.
They both are pretty crazy if you stop and think about it.
Yeah, they are. They are crazy.
Yeah, they both, use this insane riches to do their obsession. They both have loyal butlers, more loyal than they really should be. One major difference, though, I think, is the motivation. This is something that they gave Lara in the Crystal Dynamics version, where Bruce Wayne is always pushed on by the death of his parents. Mm. That's his motivation. Core design Lara, as you mentioned, she really did this. This was basically her choice because she's kind of an adrenaline junkie.
Yep. There was very much huge differences, I think, between the motivations, primarily the parent-based motivations between the Core and the Crystal era Laras. Mind that lamppost.
Who put the light post there?
Somebody who wants to sabotage speedruns, naturally.
Yeah, ain't it always the way? Like something, I promise there'll be more times where something's going to get in my way.
So the Core design Laura and the Crystal Laura had a very big difference in their motivations.
Big time. I mean, that's one of the reasons I think why I was connected more with the core design Lara, because she was a bit of a rebel. She wasn't doing it because anybody either told her to, or she wasn't sort of fulfilling anybody else's work. You know, with both versions of the Crystal Dynamics Lara, the Legend Anniversary Underworld and the reboot. Mysterious Stranger. He won't possibly play any part in the plot.
I was just about to say that. I'm sure. Well, he's Brotherhood, but I'm sure.
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, he just kind of screams evil villain when he walks past, you know. But we don't mind about that because we've got passports. You know,
no matter what could have happened in this place, it was not a good outcome.
No. There's kind of one or two things here that set alarm bells ringing. But yeah...
never mind the dead guy on the floor.
Never mind the dead guy on the floor. She seems to sort of run into dead bodies on a very scary but frequently basis. But no, in the Crystal era, Lara was always sort of continuing her father's work. Whether that was, you know, because he lost his wife, Amelia, to this weird-ass portal thing, and he was obsessed with finding her no matter what.
Weird-ass portal thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, if it had a particular name, but...
the Sword in the Stone?
Yeah, damn it, it's exactly right, Lara, you better move. I always get stuck on this one because of the damn controls. Turn around. No, not that way. No, you forgot to open the door, damn it. I did this so many times. When I first got
I hope you had the save on standby.
Oh, I did. But there are some things that even saves can't save you from. No pun intended.
All right, now. Oh, God, spontaneous combustion.
Run, Lara.
Run, bitch, run.
I'm just sitting here watching for deep-fried archaeologists jumping out of pipes.
Why am I here? No reason. Needed a smoke. Seemed like a good place.
Yep.
I'm sure this guy won't play any significant part in the story either. Oh god, my hair! So majestic.
Even when she's on fire.
I give it a 10.
Oh yes, it's Chekhov Trent. I won't play any important role in this whatsoever. I'm just here admiring the scenery.
Nice hair, dude.
Time to go mobile.
Time to go mobile. Let me get on my motorcycle. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Esteemed Cabal members, the hour of your reward grows ever closer. As you know, we already possess 3 of the Obscura paintings. Our contact, Professor Von Croy, located the 4th one for us here in Paris. When we have this, we will reassemble in Prague. It is time to awaken the sleeper. Hopefully, we will be more successful this time.
Yes, Boaz, I'm looking at you.
We are also closer to the 5th and last Obscura painting in Prague. We will gather at the Strahov. Gunderson?
You rang?
Master Eckhart.
You are my number one.
Dispatch your team for the 4th painting.
Immediately.
Sure, you can trust him. He's got a golden tooth.
It's one of the stock standard uniforms for mercenary evil geniuses.
One of the aspects I like about Dark Knight Rises was, you know, Batman coming back to face these villains, and I see a little bit of Angel of Darkness. Like, I kind of like the idea of a Lara Croft in her late 30s. She's physically washed up, having to try to regain her magic and regain her who she was as quickly as she can as she faces off against these new villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's beaten in a tomb raiding event and beaten not only mentally but physically down, and so now she has to work her way back up. Yeah,
Right.
I think a Tomb Raider Rises actually might have worked better than the actual Dark Knight Rises. Like where one of the bad guys traps her in like an underground tomb, and she has to work her body up to getting out. Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider. That'd be awesome. Shut up.
Talking about it would be awesome.
Fund this movie. That's
What are they chanting? Rise.
of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, like right here, she actually says, I think I'm strong enough to move this, whatchamacallit, instead of I feel stronger now.
Yep.
And so right now, what we're trying to do is sneak our way into the Louvre where Madame Carvier works, because we have reason to believe that's where one of the Obscura paintings is being kept. But of course, we can't just go knocking on the door of the Louvre. We have to do things the hard way because we're Lara Croft. So by the hard way, we're going to go through the sewers, bomb our way through the bottom of the Louvre Museum, and then go underground. Sounds like a plan.
Does sound like a plan. And she wouldn't be going into the front door anyway, because, you know, police for some reason take offence at would-be wanted murderers running around asking to see the personal effects of people they've just killed. You know. So technically this is the easy way. Lara doesn't want to know about the hard way.
You know, she killed Jacqueline, she killed
the Chinese mafia.
All those guys. Oh, she kills the professor though, but now she's in trouble with the law.
Yeah, but you got to cut her some slack. I mean, you know, she was saving the world by killing Jacqueline Natler and the mafia who wanted to turn into a dragon, and, you know, mad scientists who wanted to mutate themselves in the Antarctic. You know, most of the people that Lara Croft has killed up to this point have posed a major threat to, if not world peace, then the people around them.
And in the fourth game, well, that was all her fault to begin with, so it's only right that she almost died at the end.
Well, quite.
But even through this game, as she's trying to prove her innocence, though, it's just kind of off-putting when you see her just shooting all these bad guys in the face willy-nilly.
Well, in theory, you're technically not supposed to be. That's
Lara is killing people is what she does. What she does best.
Yeah, because like in this game, they give you a tranquilizer gun to shoot down the security officers with, so you're technically not killing the innocent people. You really only start getting the firearms when the true bad guys show up and they start trying to gun you down. So at least there's that.
And it was always more fun, I thought, to use the taser than the tranquilizer gun or actual weapons, because, you know, the museum guards in particular, they did the most adorable little dances when you hit them with the glowy blue electricity. And
which we will definitely be seeing.
Yeah, and, you know, they took the ragdoll physics to an entirely new level. This is what happens when you stick a ragdoll into an electrical socket. Don't try that at home, kids, by the way.
Yeah, definitely don't. So what exactly were you writing about in the psychological forums for her as she was going through this area?
It was very much, up until this point, she was having an awful lot of doubts and confusion about the events surrounding Werner's death. I mean, you know, you heard her say herself, you know, she didn't remember most of it. It was all very blurred and disturbing. So when she
unfortunately, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I messed up. I left that one area too early, so yeah, I had to go back to that one part right there so the water could fill up. Otherwise, we were just going to be stuck because we needed the water in there, and if it wasn't there, we would die.
Yep, not a good idea to fall all the way into concrete. She was sort of like walking around Paris and trying to sort of track down Bouchard and so on. She was having a lot of inner questioning and sort of trying to work out what was going on. And of course, you know, Curtis appearing to stalk her and only sort of like added to her disquiet. You know, she starts to think, well, hang on a minute, am I being followed by this murderer? Because, you know, I go to Werner, he dies. I go to Carvier trying to find out what's going on. She dies. You know, am I leaving a trail of corpses all the way around Paris? But, you know, by leading this murderer to his targets. So there's a hell of a lot of...
Yeah, that is clever.
There is a lot of doubt where before she was very, you know, convinced of her own kind of...
I can climb up.
Oh, can you? Oh, go ahead. Go and do it.
Well, we do have to establish that because this is also the first Tomb Raider game where you get to do this.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that was better.
Get to virtually climb upside down things.
Mm-hmm. A mechanic that wouldn't really see the light of day again until 2013.
I think I can make that jump.
Weird, right? All these aerodynamic things, and we only get some of them. Yay!
Yay!
We have gotten all the switches out. We are done with the sewer. Thank God. I hate this place.
Although you have
Sewer
to
levels.
yet again, Peter Canelli's music just sets the scene.
Yes.
beautifully.
That is one thing that nobody ever had anything bad to say about in this game was the brilliant score.
Mm-hmm. You just cannot beat a live symphony orchestra.
It seems like they were the only guys that were ahead of their time on this thing.
Mm.
I can smell oil.
Well, when you think of the classic Tomb Raider theme song, most of the time you're thinking about this version, the version that was in this game, which is probably the prettiest one.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. It's
Yeah.
also has a darker version in it too.
Dive.
It never fails to give me goosebumps when I listen to the score, even now, years later.
That's how you know they did their job. If they were going to do an Angel of Darkness movie, should Hans Zimmer do the score?
Oh boy, now there you are really taxing us that one.
John Williams. I think we just did his composition.
Oh, come on.
There you go. Just send this
on.
recording to him, and he'll knock you something up for it.
A Tomb Raider movie directed by Christopher Nolan. You know you guys would love it.
Oh yeah.
Because at the time we might be forced to, just kind of like how when this game first came out, despite its obvious troubles in terms of controls, we were like, I still love it. I have no choice. I'm kind of stuck with it.
Changing topics really quick. Big rumor recently is that, well, they're planning on doing another Tomb Raider movie that's going to be based on the 2013 reboot, and they're considering Daisy Ridley from Star Wars The Force Awakens to play the new Lara Croft.
Fair
Well,
enough.
she's a Mary Sue, so might as well.
Fair enough. I mean, I can sort of see the logic to that, and God, these Paris guards really just don't do their thing, do they?
No, they're just like, hey, oh well.
Yeah, they like to talk about people. Nice timing, by the way.
Thank you. That's one thing I'm worried about in this. It's really easy to trigger the lasers in this place. Gotta try to make sure that I... Ah!
Oh, dang.
Oh, jump! Get up there! Hey, go away! Well, we're not going up there.
It's when you trigger
The job does not pay me to climb things.
crazy ass chicken camo gear and heavily armed. Nah. I'm gonna go the other way.
I'm making $12 I'm making $12 an hour. Like, not worth it.
Yep. Doesn't have danger money for Tomb Raiders.
Yes, let us get a nice scope of the area.
I mean, visually, these are really nice levels. I mean, I've seen screenshots and so on of the HD mods that some fans have created. Aha,
Indeed.
weapons. And, they really did some beautiful, beautiful work. Oh, and there you go.
Yeah, there is no way not to get caught going into this area.
Not on a
It's
speedrun
impossible.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's a speedrun anyway, so you know what.
Well, the graphics were, for the most part, praised. There was a little criticism on Lara's character model, particularly, but for the most part, the graphics were praised.
For the time, yeah, because this was back in early PS2, so there wasn't much to complain about.
My legs feel stronger.
Except that.
Well, there was also criticism of the fact that every time she draws a weapon, she starts dancing around, even if you haven't got any movement on the controls at all.
Yeah, the controls all in all were just, I don't know what they were thinking. Were they trying to stick to the old grid style while trying to add in something new, and they just accidentally mixed and meshed and didn't fix it? Because, yeah, it's quite messy. I mean, sure.
Speaking of that, sorry to cut you off. Speaking of that, sometimes you target people when they're behind a wall, even if you haven't seen them. You're starting like, oh, that's kind of messy.
Yeah, like, it took me a long time to figure out that you can switch targets by pressing square, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Hallelujah.
And they inverted the controls for some reason.
I know, like, so now all of a sudden square is the roll turn and circle is the jump button. Way to confuse your players, guys. I mean, we've had 5 consecutive games where the controls have been perfect and flawless all the way through. They've added a few things here and there, like the ability to crawl and sprint, but then comes this game with its brand new control scheme, and nobody told us this. We just kind of went into it thinking it was going to play like the older games, and being that it had moves that were similar to the older games, we were kind of buying into that, not knowing that it wasn't that at all. And we were just getting ourselves killed over and over because we were stuck in the past and not trying to adapt. Hey! We were stuck in the past thinking about old controls when we should have been trying to get good and adapt to these new ones, which with any game, bad controls or not, you play it enough, you will get good at it. So there's that. But if something's messed up, it's messed up. And this game really could have used more polish when it came to the controls. I'm only
No, it's totally right. You know, that's yet another symptom of too little testing and too little, sort of proper polishing time.
Yeah, I only know what I'm doing and making this look easy because I've been at this for a long time. Trust me, like if I'm making this look easy and you're just like, oh wow, I want to play this game, it looks good. Like it might go a little differently for you. But yeah, give it a shot.
I was so excited.
Where was she creeping that crowbar?
Right. I was so excited for this game. I actually remember I went to GameStop like several weeks in a row seeing if it was released yet. And finally it was. And I played it, and I was such a big Tomb Raider fan, I enjoyed it. It wasn't until I realized that there was a backlash until after the second movie came out and it flopped at the box office. And then that's when you started hearing things about people being disappointing. I remember I got a Game Pro that named this the most disappointing game of the year. I was like, ooh, that's the first time I heard about the backlash and how Angel of Darkness went downhill in the eyes of public opinion.
Yeah, unfortunately, and while it's arguable, there was love put into the project of Angel of Darkness. It just couldn't be realized due to time. You couldn't say the same thing about the second movie. The Cradle of Life movie was a cash grab, trying to capture the Tomb Raider fans, because the first one, although critics probably didn't like it, it wasn't for them.
No, it was pure fun. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously, I don't think.
The first movie was a movie made solely for the fans of Tomb Raider and Lara Croft, because they would get it. They would get all the references. They would get her fighting style. It was a movie for them. It wasn't for critics to understand. So, like, for them to say the movie was terrible is, in its own right, invalid and not fair. Despite
it's critic proof.
Yeah, like the movie made millions.
It did.
It was a hugely successful film, and I watched it the other day, and I still enjoy it as much as I did the first time because I get it.
Yeah, but the second one, by contrast, took itself way too seriously. It tried to reach a much wider audience, and I think, frankly, the audience it was mostly targeting was the James Bond audience, because you could swap the character of Lara Croft for James Bond, and it would have pretty much been the same kind of formulaic stuff as your typical, sort of 60s, 70s era James Bond. Evil villain is trying to take over the world with killer diseases, and yeah, I think even they made the character aware of that distinction, because I think in like one of the early scenes when these spies and whatever are telling Lara in her mansion, that this guy is out and he's after the Pandora's box and all this sort of business. She actually said something like, "Oh, well, now I have Her Majesty's permission." It's like she had gone from being this gung-ho archaeologist, just doing it, as you said, as an adrenaline junkie.
It almost came off like in like Flynn.
Yeah, it was like, Lara, why are you doing this exactly? No, apart from saving the world, I mean. Oh, right, you've been commissioned by the British government and you're working for the Secret Service, and what? No.
They gave her one small motivation, that the guy that took her medallion and killed her 2 friends was also a part of it, and she wanted revenge on him, but that was kind of weak.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my gosh.
Saying that, there was one moment in Cradle of Life, one line that did absolutely nail Lara completely, and that was
shut up.
No, it was in. It was when they were in the underwater temple. And
yes, I know the line. I know the line.
You know exactly what I mean. Yeah,
it's mine.
What is that? It's
mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny thing.
There you are, Lara. We missed you.
Yeah, but there were other things about Lara in that movie that just were missing. She didn't have her braided hair.
Nope.
She never once used the two pistols together. Like, she had them, but she pulled out only one at a time. Kind of, but it just wasn't there. She wasn't wearing any outfits that looked like Lara Croft would wear. No. And her personality, a lot of the time, felt very un-Lara Croft-like. Like the part where she was making love to what's-his-face. Like, I don't see Lara Croft doing that, especially given the situation that she's in.
We had to give her a love interest.
Why?
Do you know what? That is the sneakiest thing I have ever seen in any sort of game speedrun. I am going to have to try this. Instead of going backwards and forwards with those damn levers.
Yeah, just pull it enough times and eventually it solves itself.
As the actress said to the bishop.
Who knew? Yeah, I had to go around and activate a few things in here because I've run into some weird glitches in here where, like, even if I've pulled the lever a few times and I run away from that door, she gets into this position like she's still pulling on invisible air, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? And then there's other times where I've ran away from that door too early and the gate on top of the platform that I had to jump through didn't open. So, and that was that was a restart.
Yep.
So yeah, you kind of, in this run, you have to wait things out and wait for them to activate. Otherwise, if you try to avoid the cutscene and go for them too early, you might have bypassed their trigger, so they won't open. So that can be dangerous. So let's see if we can get down here safely.
Yeah. Speaking of danger.
Oh boy, it's a long drop. Don't look down. Bad case of vertigo.
Now, we did... Okay, on this channel a couple years ago, we made a Tomb Raider timeline where we tried to chronologically put the thing... Well, now we tried to... It was an attempt to try to logically put these games in order in one lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, I put the core design and the crystal dynamics Lara Crofts together. Now, it's like we said, and I produced that tomb line, and I said, it's nothing official. It's just a logical attempt to try to do that. But you can also make the strong case that the core design and crystal dynamics Lara, not just the reboot, but the entire crystal dynamics Lara are two different people.
They're kind of alternate realities, both called Lara Croft and both having an interest in archaeology, but don't drop on his head.
No.
I guess it's all, I guess, opinion. I mean,
yeah, like,
for me, it was fun to do, just to put these together. Because at first I thought, this is just two different people, but
No.
I actually found other sources that actually put them together. I was like, actually, this kind of works if you stop and think about it. So I guess it depends on your own personal point of view.
Yeah, and while there are differences, like subtle differences between like histories, you missed me a mile.
Mind you.
I'm getting a little low on health here, so I have to be careful about enemies. But yeah, when it comes to history of the character, like subtle things can change over time, and it's not unheard of for movies or canons to change little things like that to update the character for a new modern game or a new modern movie.
We use Metal Gear as our fallback, like, how many times has Hideo Kojima changed the story?
Exactly.
Here to fit the narrative.
So, and Toby Gard himself was part of the recreation of Lara, or at least the rebirthing of Lara for the next generation. So, if he was a part of it, it was his approval. Mm-hmm. And plus, they remade Anniversary, which was the very first Tomb Raider game, right down to the T, and it was remade almost word for word.
That was my linchpin.
Yeah, so it's just like, well, why bother remaking it word for word if it's not essentially the same Lara in Toby's eyes?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as far as Toby's concerned, they probably are the same Lara. But if you want to go by chronological or by fan speculation, by history, by textbook, then yeah, there are enough differences to make the case that they aren't the same. But at the same time, there's no reason they can't be either.
Well, it depends, again, back down to the characters, not just in the personality, but in what their ultimate motivation is and how they relate to other people and so on.
My strength is increasing.
I mean, that's you almost sort of getting into the sort of stage where Christ.
Out of my way!
How did he get down there?
Scared the hell out of me.
Intruder, must kill. But it's almost as though I was reading the other day that there was speculation that 007 and that James Bond was in fact a title, not a single person, and that would be a beautiful way to kind of knit together all of the stories. It's been going for 50 odd years now, and each new generation has got its own James Bond, and I think that's a really great way of still leaving the old ones valid.
This place is all kinds of fun.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard that too. Like 007 is just a title.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah.
So we have many versions of Lara Croft, but only one type of Tomb Raider.
The Earth 1 Lara. Okay, so now we are here in the Hall of Seasons, the first tomb of the game, and boy, it's a doozy.
It's very beautiful.
In our first Tomb Raider speed run, we made this real funny joke that the fans love, where we did kind of like a Star Trek Into Darkness, where we had old core design Lara meet reboot Lara.
Yeah, because like Star Trek Into Darkness, the movie, it was brand new at the time, and we were just kind of thinking, like, wouldn't it be funny if like core Lara met Crystal Dynamics Lara?
Mm-hmm.
Hi Lara.
Or no, Crystal Dynamics Lara sees core Lara, and she looks just like her, and she's just like, mother? And the core Lara's like, I am not our mother.
There was I did some videos for a guy several years ago now who did a whole series of animated Lara comedy shorts, if you like. And he did one of them, which was Angel of Darkness Lara versus Legend Lara, and he did it in like the style of PC and Mac. Those old adverts where it was like, I'm a Mac, I can do this. I'm a PC, I can do this. And it was done like that, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So many people just thought, yes, that's exactly what it's like.
Tomb Raider Legend is my personal favorite Tomb Raider game, and one of the things I like is that you can also unlock a lot of costumes.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can unlock a camouflage outfit that's very similar to the Angel of Darkness one, but my favorite one is you can actually unlock Golden Lara, where
the Midas Lara,
yeah. So you actually hear clinking around, clink, 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 clink when she runs. I thought that's just such a nice little touch.
Yeah. Having the Amanda costume.
Speaking of clink, clink, clink.
Oh god.
Yeah, right. Oh, I hated this area. I died here so many times.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. It's really easy. Like, physics 0.
Biology's pretty impressive as well. How has this all been done on one breath?
Yeah. You want to know something? Fire and water seem to be just like nothing to her anymore in this game.
Yeah.
Like being on fire and being underwater is just kind of like, I can be under here for a good 3 minutes before I have to worry about dying.
As you do.
Yeah, because even I noticed that. I'm like, I've been underwater for quite a long time here.
Although you really ought to be getting up to the surface again now.
Yeah, I'm starting to run out of breath here. Oh god, can't breathe. Eyes watering, nose burning. Hey, out of my way.
Get out. Come on.
Hey, damn it. Stop it. Up. Wall.
I think he just wants a cough sweep. That's how I've been sounding for the last week while I've had this cold.
All right, so now we've got the water crystal. We are done in this room. 3 more to go.
So what's next?
Now, we are going to take the next section over here, which should be quite smashing.
Oh, man. Yep, I hate this one.
I think everybody hates this one.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, a lot of people hate this game, so...
This is the thing, though, no matter how many times it annoys you, no matter how many times you can grumble about the controls, we still keep coming back to it.
We're still playing it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
The interesting thing about this game, and oh my god, I died a lot here too.
Wow! Shit, that was close. Sorry. Ugh.
I guess one of the cases you were making is like if you look at Tomb Raider Last Revelation Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness and Tomb Raider The Lost Dominion as like a trilogy, where if this is the second one, it's the second act in a trilogy is usually the darkest one. So
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, this is the. So I guess you could. This could be like the Tomb Raider Empire Strikes Back, where she's at her darkest and her lowest. And so, if you think about that, it could have been interesting, you know. So in a way, it is a shame that Lost Dominion didn't come out, so we could see like the end of this kind of storyline.
It's interesting, though, if you do some digging into the Angel of Darkness story. You were talking about, dialogue and bits and whatever that were areas that were missed out.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, ow, it's very hot.
They're moving. The interesting thing is that so many ideas that were had for the sequel to Angel of Darkness were sort of left in and, sort of semi-realized. I mean, there's things like the Lost Domain right at the end, when we get to there, we'll talk more about it. But, areas like that, you look at the concept art and it's all labeled up as places in Germany and so on. It was, again, a case of here's, a really ambitious, really detailed story. But when it came to development time and implementation, they just ran out of time and didn't have enough resources to sort of do that justice. So a lot of it was cut, a lot of it was sort of misrepresented, and a lot of the promises that were made were never followed up on. And I think that was another source of fan disappointment. They was like, we're in this area and we don't know why we can't see any of this.
Yeah, you mentioned that you'd have given Core another 6 months.
Oh, at least.
I disagree. I think, knowing what I do, I think they would have needed at least another year and a half.
At least. Watch the flames.
Woo! Ha 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 ha. Mine. Now the fun part.
Oh, I hate this one even more.
I think I was mentioning to you another time, Will, that any kind of fire areas I really hate in Tomb Raider. Any Tomb Raider games, I was a nervous wreck in like the Atlantis areas in Tomb Raider 1 and in the Anniversary. I just hate lava.
Excuse me a moment. I'm trying to not fall into one of those little holes here, and we're out of here.
Oh, thank God for that.
It's like every time I see the fire, it's like, oh, the memories. I still have the phantom pain, man.
We like our lava raw, not extra crispy.
Speaking of raw, there seems to be I think, kind of a divide going on between, well, obviously now between the reboot. There seems like there's fans of the reboot, and then there's fans of the original, and it just seems like, to me anyway, there's some fans that are like drawing a line in the sand. It's like you're either like one or the other, where a lot of the fans of the reboot, including I guess some of the creators over at Crystal Dynamics, are kind of putting down the original Lara, calling her just an ice queen. There's a lot of, people who think that she's like this Miss Male trope, like she's like a woman that just acts like a man. And I that just bugs me, because can't we just like them both for what they are? I mean, I like the new reboot Lara. I guess I get it. You're trying to make her more sympathetic, I guess, although I think you can make if you're calling the old Lara Croft two-dimensional, I think you can make a case that the new Lara Croft is just as two-dimensional. I mean, your idea of making us sympathize with her is just by beating the crap out of her for 2 hours at a time. I don't know how deep that is as far as character development go.
It doesn't. It's right.
As a big fan of old classic 80s films like Commando and Predator and Rambo, sometimes you just want a real kick-ass hero just doing kick-ass shit, and that's fine with me.
And she eventually does that, like, about 75% through the game. Like, run, you cowards, I'm coming for you all.
Yeah,
which ends up kind of going against the major, going against the storyline. But go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
No, it's just exactly. You know, as a character arc, it was very, very short and very
Sudden.
strange. Yeah, going from sort of major ethical devastation. You know, oh, I have killed a man. I'm Lady Macbeth. This is terrible. But literally, in the same breath, the same encounter, she is shooting away willy-nilly, and thinking, well, it wouldn't have been more interesting if she, in fact, had gone to the island and not had any experience with weaponry or, high adventure or anything like that. And she was, in fact, quite bad at it, and was forced to kind of start from scratch, utter scratch, rather than just sort of have this very sudden and very abrupt change of mind, sort of going from just fresh out of college. Yeah, I love archaeology, but killing people? Nah, don't do that.
I think they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, where they're trying to tell this coming-of-age story of a young Lara Croft, yet they wanted to still have this run-and-gun shooter, where you're killing enemies willy-nilly with all these different weapons.
We want to tell this amazing story with a character that grows, but we also need to compete with Uncharted.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. You see, I think that was one of my primary motivations in writing the novel of Angel of Darkness. I mean, it's over 300 pages, so it's not like a little pamphlet or anything. And it came primarily...
Which you can buy right here on eBay. Right
Oh, that'd be nice.
By going to my website.
Oh, that would be nice. No, I'm not allowed to go overboard on that one. But like I say, if anybody wants a hard copy, just contact me, and I'm sure we can arrange something. I mean, PDFs and whatever are really nice, but sometimes you just can't beat having a book in your hands.
Yeah, I got mine. Yeah, again, check out Jenny Millward. You can go to her blog. She's got hardcover of Angel of Darkness, the complete reworkings of it to have it make sense for those of you who can't go through the game for various reasons.
If you're watching the speedrun this far, then you probably are getting through the game. This is how to do it.
So yeah, either get the book or watch the speedrun, because when it comes to Angel of the Darkness, you probably have the 3 best people in video to watch it with. Totally throwing modesty out the window. It's the truth.
I certainly think that there was an amount of fanatical mayhem required to sit down and actually work out all of the plots and the plot holes and get them, filled to satisfaction and logically. But that was again. But that was it. That was my big motivation. I saw the game. I loved what was there, but there was so much missing, and that was really disappointing and really frustrating. So I thought, well, you like to write, fill in the missing pieces. Let's listen to what is going on inside Lara's head. Let's try and work out why she is so hostile towards Von Croy, and why she has got so much baggage carrying around. Because that again was another criticism of, Lara's suddenly so bitchy and so cold and nasty to people that she meets. Yeah, she's got reasons, guys. I think other people would be feeling the same way in her position.
Yeah, and what's cool about your story is you got it, it was approved by the original writer from Angel of Darkness?
Yeah, I've gotten to know Murty Schofield through actually the development of the Angel of Darkness sequel that I had become, involved with. And he loved it. We got on really, really well, and he's got his copy. We did a bit of a book swap. I got a copy of his Shadow Histories, and he got a copy of the Angel of Darkness.
Nice.
But we stay in touch, and yeah, he said to me once that he had wanted at one stage to actually write it as a novelization, but again, that was one of the sort of development ideas that fell by the wayside. So he was like really flabbergasted after all these years to find out that, hey, not
people
only
love Angel of Darkness.
Yeah, exactly. He was amazed to find that it did still have such a high loyal fan base, and that there were some fans out there who were crazy enough to sit down and write this stuff.
Now, if you will, tell us a little brief about what Murdy went through, and like his how ambitious he was when it came to, and inexperienced maybe, to writing a story for a game.
Well, he was brought on board because he was a writer. He was also an animator. He's been all sorts of really fascinating jobs and so on before he got to Angel of Darkness. And he came on and he wrote this extraordinary sort of eldritch, complicated story and so on to sort of carry things on. With ideas of where it could go, what direction it could go. Mind the god.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid him. Fortunately, like we mentioned before, these guys are probably the worst enemies because they are very slow. Yes.
But they just won't go away.
I know. The only thing they do a really good job at is getting in the way.
Yep. But yeah, Mercy sort of produced a lot of raw material that got made into what we see now, even though what we see now is kind of the bare bones and the butchered version of what he originally intended.
Get over there.
Yeah, God. I always hated this bit because I always dropped so tiny hair's breadth of a margin of error there. And of course, sorry. Go on.
Is there a novelization of The Lost Dominion?
No, there isn't. I would love one day to actually publish that, but it was going to be my own work.
I would read that.
Yeah,
I would read that.
It would be, it would be my own novel that I've been working on with a co-writer. But it would never actually be, what Murty would originally have written. Because, again, I want to set the record straight with a lot of people because the fans of Angel of Darkness, there almost seems to be this feeling that there is. Oh, you bugger!
Carry on. Don't mind me.
All right, this room sucks. I'm sorry. I've always hated this room so much.
Looks nice though.
Yes, it does.
It's very atmospheric.
F this room.
Ultra vigilis umbram, ecce veritas. Through the spirit of the keeper, behold the truth.
I hated this guy.
Boss.
Yeah.
Run!
Oh, that sound has haunted my dreams.
Mine too. Oh, she's got the double pistols. I always love that.
Why won't you just shut up? Okay. Quick!
Yeah. So you had to do it quickly and grab it, right?
So quickly. And run.
Mm-hmm.
Run.
And then run.
And we are out.
Oh, thank God. I hate it. Obscura.
Every time I get to that water right there, I'm just like booking it as fast as I can just to get away from that ghost and get away from that room.
Tell me about it. But yeah, there seems to be this kind of persistent myth that Murty or Core Design had this, Bible of the Angel of Darkness, the whole leather-bound tome of the whole story, Cappadocia, Germany, the Nephilim, all of this stuff. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry, guys, that never existed. There was never the full story written, beginning to end, with everything planned out and so on. It was just, let's try and get Angel of Darkness sort of out of the way and have loads of ideas for what to come next.
Unless it really did exist and it was buried underneath all the ET cartridges.
Well, yeah, I think that is the kind of level of myth that we're talking about. It's entered the kind of Tomb Raider, pop cultural, myths and everything like that. Bigfoot's down there somewhere. The Loch Ness Monster's, in the Highlands with Dr. Willard and is actually a submarine. And somewhere on Earth is this... pardon?
Yeah, and with when it came to the storytelling that Angel of Darkness had was... Actually, hold on a second. I think we're coming up on a scene. Yeah, here we are.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Take the rear door. Take off. Swing to sector A9. Fan out and keep low. Okay, maintain radio silence. You have your targets. move out.
Something I forgot to mention actually there is that the Mona Lisa textures that they used in the Louvre game there was actually Peter Canelli. They took one of his photographs when he was making a silly face, and they used it on the textures.
Oh. Yeah, one thing I was going to mention, sorry, Gene, that when it came to the storytelling, it was incredibly ambitious for Murte and core design, because all of the Tomb Raider games up to that point had been very standalone.
Very, very formulaic. Yeah. Yeah, there's a MacGuffin somewhere. We need to find it and save the world.
Stop the bad guy.
Sometimes, yeah, stop the bad. Yeah, which was great fun. You know, that's a totally working formula for, you know, a perfectly good adventure game. But part of what I think set Angel of Darkness apart was, as you say, its ambition to be something else. It wanted to be incorporating these RPG elements, these mystery elements, and it's, you know. That's again one reason why I wanted to novelize it, because I could then have the freedom to explore these really things. Yes, the respirator of nitrous oxide.
Yeah, and if you think about it, really, the ambition for Angel of Darkness was extraordinary, because there was really only Metal Gear Solid at the time, which had a story going on that was really complex and with its continuity.
Final Fantasy was standalones.
Yeah, not many games outside of Metal Gear Solid really tried to go for an expansive story like this. Very few did it. Like Onimusha did it at the same time. Metal Gear had already had a history. So, yeah, it was really insane.
But fascinating as well, though. You know, the story. This is one of my favourite cutscenes.
Frisbee.
Use your story. You can tell a whole story and have, you know, total interesting characters, but without a single line of dialogue. It's like
she's oh shit.
Yeah, but like I say, there was always this. Is he the murderer? Is he the one following me around and, you know, leaving a trail of dead bodies?
And oh my god, he's touching me.
And
and when they meet, you could tell she is, I think, sexually attracted to him.
There's a lot of chemistry there. I mean, one of the things that I really enjoyed putting into words was the notion that, you know, this guy has made me look like an idiot. He's bested me. He's, you know, taken my painting. He's made me look like an idiot.
My pistols.
Yeah. But you know what? He's the only person who ever has managed that. And damn, that's attractive. In a intriguing way.
He's got the force.
Yep. Oh, indeed. You know, whole looks very artist thing. She wants to really hate him for this, but she just can't help but admire him a bit.
Let me get up in here and smell you a little.
There is more chemistry in this scene than there was in the entire movie of Creative Life between Angelina Jolie and Gerard Butler.
You are so right. Damn it, Crystal Dynamics, Square Enix, bring Curtis back. Can we make that a hashtag, guys? Hashtag bring Curtis back.
But he does have his own fan club, you know. He has the Curtis Trent Estrogen Brigade. They have their own website, and
it would have been so funny if he ran back up to her just to take his frisbee back. I need this. Like it was stuck in the wall and he couldn't use his force powers to get it out here, so I had to go up and get it. Like, uh-oh. Woo! Oh my god! Dive through the gap!
Yep. And it's nice also because it gives us a hint of Curtis's character as well and what he's thinking, because he's almost, you know, taunting her, teasing her, you know, it's a game to him to a certain extent. Or he's impressed with her and wants to just, you know, wind her up a little bit.
Oh my god, this guy's badass. He needs his own game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he could have had one. You know, there was like
he could have had that in this game. Right.
That would have been good. Bye.
I love his smirk.
Yes.
Like, he's totally just messing with her right now.
Yeah. And with the whole salute, you know, the jaunty, hello.
Yeah, like it's coming up right now, like right after this guy does his little turn.
Darn it.
Hey there.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye. Yep. It's that devil may care sort of feeling about it that made him a lot of fun.
He was Dante before Dante. I also love the theme here.
Yes.
The music.
Yeah.
And what the?
And instead of looking around for, possible whoever it was conked him out, she just decides, no, painting. Where is it?
Loot the body. Whoa! Oh! And lights out.
Darn it.
Mother? And we're not going to kill you.
You see, so many plot points needed to be explained.
Yeah.
So many things.
Okay. So,
Hi,
what?
Hi, Carell.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
My sunglasses.
Oh, did you put my sunglasses on me?
Quickly!
Was anyone around when you got here?
No one. Come on!
Bouchard, I must get back to Von Croy's apartment. There's something I have to check out there.
Your friend's place, of course. Where is it?
Rue Valise, the Chantel building. Do you know it?
My driver will. Get in.
What were you doing at the Louvre?
Journalist shortwave. You were attracting a lot of attention in there. I figured you might need some help.
Thanks.
Wouldn't you prefer somewhere safer than your friend's apartment?
I found some leads in the Louvre that may link to his death.
See, little tiny things like that say more
have
about
to
her
check his
character
apartment.
than actually telling
there?
us how she's feeling.
Right.
You show it, not tell it.
Show no
Something
tell.
you should know. The police bands were full of details of another monstrum killing in Prague.
Prague? Not a dealer named Vasily. Matthias Vasily?
Yes. You knew him?
He's connected with what I need to find at Von Croy's apartment. I need to go in alone.
Okay, I'll wait here.
Appreciate it, Bouchard.
She's inside now. You can send in the cleaner.
Well, it seems Von Cor got revenge on set. Got his head.
Yeah. But as introductory FMVs go, this one absolutely screams the best because it asks so many questions. It's so atmospheric, but it doesn't give you any solid answers. It just poses a load of questions. Who the hell is this woman? Why has there been a struggle? What's going on? Why is she missing her weapons? Why is she breaking into this place? That was, the moment I knew when I loaded it up the first time. Like you, Eugene, I bought it, when it first came out on the day. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching this and listening to the music and thinking, damn, this is intriguing. This is a proper dark mystery.
What happened here?
And do we really want to know? Of course we do.
Why is she wearing the same clothes in the picture as she is now?
Nice sphinxes. Come on, Lara, you can remember this stuff.
I'm tracking 5 obscura paintings for a client. People are dying out there.
Handle it, Werner. Egypt, Werner. You walked away and left me.
Get out! Get out of the way!
She's out of shape.
No!
very Lovecraftian inspired. I mean, that was something, again, that Mercy is a great fan of, is the works of H.P. Lovecraft and this kind of elder gods, secret societies and cults and all this sort of dark magic and sacrifices and rituals and all this. It really made the tone of Angel of Darkness stand out. You were saying that it broke the mold of shiny thing must go after shiny thing, save the world from the bad guy. It completely turned that on its head, because suddenly you've got murder mystery, you've got strange mysteries on the loose in Paris and in real places that you can go and get a coffee.
Sorry to cut you off, but fun fact, you can get infinite ammo just by constantly picking up enough cartridges here.
Glitch.
Yeah, yeah. I remember using that glitch and thinking, oh, thank goodness, because this gun is absolutely useless. Yeah,
That's all we have to work with.
It is.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
And it's Angel of Darkness is still one of my least favorite Tomb Raider games. However, I will never bash anyone or any of you for liking Angel of Darkness. I will never do it for one reason. You are listening to the only human being in the Milky Way galaxy that actually likes Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, yes. and proud of it. So, love Angel of Darkness. Love it. Do your thing. It's your thing. I support it.
Hey,
100%.
that guy's got 2 pistols. I want them.
That is cheating.
I want those 2 pistols. Well, yeah, Jenny, you heard him. He likes Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Jenny, get him.
Hey, don't worry. Everyone else in the Milky Way galaxy wants to get me, so go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, this kind of it's a good point actually to bring up something that does piss me off about the Tomb Raider community as a general statement. I don't want to ever point fingers to anybody particular, because I think it's endemic to the whole thing, and that is that there does seem to be this urge to kind of, you are either a Crystal Dynamics fan or a Core fan. You are either one or the other.
Same with Marvel and DC.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't stand some aspects of the reboot, but at the same time, I do really enjoy aspects of the reboot. Oh, Lara, where did your trousers go? Lara, where's your trousers?
Is she taken care of yet? Hello? Is she dead yet? We have to get back to Prague.
No, Bouchard. She isn't. But your little friend is. I'll take care of you later.
That reminded me of a movie from the 90s that was called Eraser, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Caan. James Caan is the villain, and he sends these bad guys to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger kills them all, and James Caan gets on the phone. He's like, "Is he dead yet?" And you hear Arnold's character, "No, he's not." He's like, "Jack," and Arnold's like, "I'll be right out." That's what I imagine Lara saying. "Is she dead yet?" "No, she's not." "Miss Croft, I'll be right out."
Yep.
Like, drive.
Yep.
No, Bouchard, she isn't, and I'm coming outside.
Yeah, just a moment.
Oh, get us out of here! So here we are in the snow in Prague. And now we're going to actually do some glitches. You guys remember Iron Man glitch and twerking glitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those aren't here. But we do have some other ones.
Don't you just love this weather?
Yes, I do, Laura, and I love your ass.
I do love the snow in this, it must be said. I missed that from the version that I was playing.
Okay, so now if I line myself up just right over here, I can do a side flip into the grate.
Oh, nice one.
Wow.
Thank you.
Very nice. Bravo.
Thank you. That bypassed a good minute.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are in here trying to seek out...
I guess you can make the case that the city's streets are empty because of the Monstrum Killer that's out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the excuse you can use, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Madame Carvier said herself that streets aren't safe anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I did make a note of that in the novelization. You know, when she's walking around, she does consciously point out that everything seems unnaturally quiet, and that there seems to be this atmosphere that is keeping people indoors.
Yep.
Oh, Bouchard, where did you go?
All right, time for another glitch.
Weren't we supposed to talk to him or something?
Nope. Backflip right in there. Yep, there we go.
Oh, nice one.
Okay, let's open up our little door here.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have to talk to him.
There was a nice little Easter egg in the email that you didn't need to pick up here because you obviously memorized the password, but it taught the email to Mademoiselle Carvier that you pick up and get the code from. Actually does have shadow histories as part of the address. Where are these stairs coming from? Vasily, you have holographic stairs. Now that is badass. Oh, where'd he go?
I was going to make the joke when he was sitting there in the chair, like, wake up, I need you to be focused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people are kind of hard to interrogate when they're dead. That's the problem.
Ah!
What the hell's going on around here?
Well, obviously, Lara, Bouchard was coming out of the closet. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Tomb Raider.
I'll be here all week.
Or more like Pocket Raider.
Right.
Hello, Luddick.
Have you changed your mind about the Strahov code?
And you are?
And you hear the gunshots in the background.
There's a rabid dog running around. They've just shot it.
This passcode will get you into the warehouse area.
Why won't she die?
I can take it from there. Have you tried this code yourself?
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Workers have gone missing and all kinds of spooky stuff.
What goes on in there?
God knows. I'd give my innards to find out. But it's way too gothic for me. If you uncover anything, give me first shot at it, huh?
Sure thing. Let's talk in the car.
The Strahov isn't far.
No, just leave what was going on over there.
Are you going to have any more talking scenes, Will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
car.
Yep, there will be one, as far as I can think.
Well, if you never noticed that in these talking scenes, whenever she's talking to someone, they do kind of like this hand gesture.
Yeah.
Where they like point and then like hand goes out and like it's just I don't know why they put that in, but
Repeat animation.
yeah, to give more live, I guess, is like.
Well, at least it's not like Sonic 06 where they're just and like waving their hands. Like you'd probably have to look that up, Jen. Like in Sonic 06, whenever he talks to an NPC, he's just like and then his hands are like waving and mouth moving all over the place.
And why not?
We will say this though, Angel of Darkness is nowhere near like the list of the worst video games ever made, because we played Sonic 06, we played Superman 64, we played Sonic Boom, we played Star Trek the video game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I always say
those are really bad games. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I always say Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness got the Sonic Heroes treatment over the years, where back in the day when Sonic Heroes came out, it was considered the worst. Well, because of all of the things it lacked or how difficult it was or all of these things here and there. But at the time, we really had no idea just how bad it would get. So looking back now, Sonic Heroes not so bad. And the same can be said for Angel of Darkness, not because of how bad it was back then, but because today the business practices of game developers and companies has gotten so abysmally terrible that they're not afraid to cut corners in the easiest areas. So now, whereas this game, they still had to make it functionable out the door, nowadays they can release a game not functioning well at all and just be like, we'll fix it later through patches, maybe.
Exactly. If we can be bothered. Yeah.
Yeah, because where we've got games like Assassin's Creed, Syndicate, or Unity, or whatever, where it's broken beyond belief.
So it sounds like Lara habitually keeps dog treats inside her pockets.
It would be funny if you walk up there on the fence and the dog just goes up and just licks her and just gets on her hind legs and licks her in the face.
I've been stuck in here for ages.
Need a cuddle?
I don't know you, but I love you.
Definitely. Yep. Yep.
That'd be a nice twist. You see these dogs, they're just like, instead of tagging it, they just run up like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
We love you.
It's a person.
We love you.
The dogs that fight for you. Maybe it's like the dogs from Resident Evil 4 where they help you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's been like tomb raiding in some really strange and mucky places up to this point, so she probably smells really interesting from a dog's perspective. So, you know, they probably are just really eager to sniff her boots and stuff.
It's like,
Oh,
where
yeah.
have you been?
Where have you been?
You've been to all sorts of places. All right, now let's see if I can jump over this part without having to climb the pole. Huh, there we go. No, I will avoid the dog.
My dog.
Rottweilers get a really raw deal in the Tomb Raider franchise. You know, there's ones in Rome, there's ones over here.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was one time where killing dogs was, I thought, unacceptable, and it was in the Nevada level in Tomb Raider 3, where you're literally gunning down U.S. government agents and husky or like the police dogs, and it's like, damn, Lara, these are good people you're killing here.
Yep.
Yeah, like I told Gene back in the Tomb Raider 3 speedrun, if they were going to remake Tomb Raider 3 Anniversary or something, they'd probably have to do some serious rewriting for the Nevada level just to not be offensive. Hello.
Ah. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Lara, but
F your level.
fuck your vent.
She's running really fast. She's doing the double bird. Oh, cutscene.
I really like this wall.
and yet again, Lara, where's your trousers?
Release me if I don't report in.
Found him skulking around in the loading bay. Must have got a passcode.
How's the door on your way up, Anderson?
I have records on you, Eggert. You can't hurt me.
If only there was time for us to read them together. But it's too late now. There are things to be done.
Must make brushing his teeth a bit of a working hazard.
Where are your pants?
They did this vanishing act. I mean, they did it in, like, Von Croy's apartment.
Yeah.
We have got the infinite backpack, and now we have the amazing vanishing pants.
Yes.
Or trousers, as we call them.
Now, excuse me while I make quick work of this guy. I'll take that. Thank
I noticed you haven't fist fought yet. That was one thing that was really bad in this game. Now, well, you can't defend that.
No, you really can't. It makes for an interesting. In a way, I guess it just goes to show how bad she was at combat to begin with. Then again, I don't know. She always came off as trained.
Oh, yes.
I wonder what needs that kind of security to keep it in. Wouldn't you know it? My route goes through that biodome. It's a long way round, unless I can shut the power off to that section. That's it. Better get moving whilst the grid's down.
You can imagine Professor X getting really pissed off if he ever rolls into Cerebro and somebody's done this to the interior design.
I had that.
Alright, who stole my telekinetic headpiece and put a stupid mutant monster in its place?
Suck.
Sorry, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah, I think when I first played this, I can remember that cutscene, and my first immediate thought was like, "Oh crap!" I thought I was going to enjoy the rest of this game, and you're telling me there's that running around?
Oh no, that can't be good. Now,
These controls?
Now here's an interesting trick. I'm going to combat crawl over there, but I'm going to use that wheel that I just shot to try to push me forward faster to the other side. Now, I got to be careful because there have been times where that wheel has pushed me through the floor and I've died. Yeah, because if there's nothing below, you just kind of die. All right, it's pushing me. Good. And we're good.
Nice trick.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yes, please.
Here comes one of my favorite moments in the game. Watch this. So she opens the door. We have the loading screen.
With obligatory fat guy.
Booty shorts.
And suddenly we are not in Kansas.
Nope.
Don't breathe, and definitely don't move.
You're in big trouble, whoever you are. Intruders don't last long in Strahov.
Just answer my questions. Fine. First question, who are you? Second question, what are you and your buddies up to in here?
You really don't know what the Cabal is.
There's that hand thing.
We are the beginning of a new order of life on Earth.
Well, I've never heard of you.
Ignorant mortal. The Cabal! We control everything here in Prague. It means that we are going to be immortal. And you are going to be dead, intruder.
Immortal? That is impressive. How are you going to manage that?
Meister Eckhart is about to return the Nephilim race to glory. For our part in that triumph, he will grant us immortality.
If I had a coconut for every time some lunatic said something like that.
Your pathetic ignorance blinds you. We already have the last vital element from Turkey here in Strahov.
And that is?
The only true remaining Nephilim. The Cubiculum Nephilae, the Sleeper. That's right. The last of the extinct race here in the Strahov.
Surely the Nephilim are just a myth.
You see, ignorance. With vital essences extracted from this precious specimen, Meister Eckhart can breed the next generation of pure Nephilim. No more abomination to run amok like Boaz's proto-Nephilim. She deserved to pay for her stupidity.
Yes. Highly inconvenient having abominations running around loose, isn't it?
You have no idea what you are mocking.
Exposition, exposition. God, magic bug spray. Oh, I did not see this coming. Oh, can't breathe. Must talk like this.
I have to say, though, Muller was a hoot to write. That scene, that little exchange there, was absolutely hilarious to write because he's so over the top and he's so melodramatic.
Soon there'll be a new reign of terror. I will reign of terror.
That's the one. And Lara's reactions are just so typical of the kind of humor that I miss in the reboots. This kind of dry, sardonic, almost jaded kind of feeling that she's got. That was the kind of wit that I remember and really liked about the original Lara. But that was something I missed terribly in the reboot, that it was all so po-faced and it was all so terribly serious and everybody took itself too seriously. And yet here she is saying, well, if I had a coconut every time some lunatic said something crazy.
Like, we're going to rule the world. Ugh, another one of those.
Yep. Yep. Well, if you want a potion for immortality, you kind of should go to talk to Sophia Leah. Here, she does a great line in cosmetics.
And somehow got away with it for 80 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the look she gave when she found out that homeboy had betrayed her and sent the cleaner, and that little kind of look, like, really.
Yeah,
that shows so much more personality than new ones have.
She had that, like, really?
Yep.
Right.
It's always nice to have your intuition proved right. And this charming customer.
Yeah, I'll just leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. On DeviantArt, there's this page where you see this individual has taken like the Tomb Raider Legend model of Lara Croft and like used those graphics to recreate famous scenes from the core design era.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see her like the Tomb Raider 2 where she's killed all the bad guys and invade her home.
Yeah,
you see Tomb Raider 3 where she confronts the crazy makeup woman with the staff. And for Angel of Darkness, you see the one where she's facing off against the cleaner in the Boncoy's apartments. Really beautifully rendered.
Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of that going on with XNA Lara and XPS Lara, XNA Posing Studio. I use it myself, and I've created quite a few renders myself because it's really user-friendly. You don't even need things like Photoshop or really, expensive programs or anything, because I just use open source paint.net. And some of the models that people have created are astonishing. I mean, one of the artists that I tend to use the most models of does what he calls sort of realistic original Laras and so on, and they are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And that was a very nice glitch, by the way, getting through the wall. As long as you don't get eaten.
Is that the? Oh no, not that one. There's the one when I did my playthrough of this. It was a couple years ago where you're in the tank with this giant monster that swims around like a shark.
Mm-hmm.
There was something wrong with my copy. I did everything right, but I couldn't beat the level.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to use a cheat code, a level skip to get through, get to the next part.
Damn.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
It was the PS2 version, though, and that version was booty.
Well, this is the PS2 version I'm playing.
Well, it's funny. I haven't seen any. It's running very smoothly, though. I haven't seen any slowdowns.
Oh, they've been there.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting from my perspective because I've only ever played on the PC version. I've never seen some of these PS2 ones. So there are minuscule differences in the dialogue and in the graphics. You have blood splatters when you're shooting the Strahov guards and stuff. And I never saw that, and I never had that. Oh, God, I felt that.
Yeah, and in the PS2 version as well, when you're climbing in the tutorial level, in the PC version, she just says, "Don't keep me hanging around.
Yeah.
You have to get me over here." In this one, she's a lot more, "Don't keep me hanging around. Move your ass."
Yep.
All right, now we are going to have some fun with a tree.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Lara Croft versus Poison Ivy.
This should be easy. Because I know what I'm doing! Ha ha!
Yeah, and it's actually nice because I'm just noticing for the first time that these symbols above each one are actually old alchemical symbols for different common elements and so on.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Can't
remember the exact ones here, but they are definitely, like from alchemical texts and something like that. I love them, actually. And that is something, again, that the Angel of Darkness really did beautifully. That's not done it any good. And that was the exploration of these sort of old alchemy formulae and histories and so on. I mean, it's not something that gets covered a great deal, I don't think, in popular culture. But the history of it is extraordinary. Because it's primarily a language of symbols and imagery. Instead of writing down a chemical equation, you write poetry, essentially.
All right, so in here, now there's a guy over here that has a card key, and unfortunately, it looks like, he's too far. I'm going to have to go and get it from him. Oh, God, oh, Jesus, oh, God, fuck me, oh, God, oh. I'll take that.
Yeah, and some of these cards also had their names on it, didn't they? It's like one had, like, somebody's Zimmerman, I think. I'm thinking, sorry, Mr. Zimmerman. Sorry you were brainwashed. Sorry you being employed by a mad, crazy scientist.
Well, speaking of mad, Lara is definitely insane, but in a good way. She is definitely someone, if she ever met God and she was acting, she would be someone who'd be like, excuse me, what does God need with a starship? And
Indeed.
I'd even think
Lara,
twice about
you
it.
do not ask the Almighty for his ID.
She would. She would.
So I would like to read a novelization just for because a great thing about novels.
Oh, hold on.
All right. I'll stop.
That's too far. I don't think I'll make it yet. Oh, Lara, don't be so pessimistic.
This ledge looks too far.
Okay.
The player thought otherwise.
The player thought otherwise, and the player was right. Sorry, Lara, you were wrong. You can make it.
One thing I love about novels and comic books, and the things I love about them most, is the inner monologues. The chance to really get inside the character's head.
Yeah.
And I would like to read a novelization where we're actually getting inside Lara's head, because I bet there's a lot of jumbled messes in there.
It's a very interesting place. Nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Right.
There's chaos out there. Why has the power been cut off?
Is this your doing, Miller?
No, the power's down everywhere.
Just control things in the dome, then. Do it. Is everything locked down? You don't want anything getting loose.
It's under control, Master Eckhart.
We have a problem down in the sanatorium.
What problem, boys? Just have the guards deal with your inmates and pets.
I have a confession, Master Eckhart. I didn't destroy the proto-Nephilim.
The Proto. You are kidding. Right, Boaz? I need to supervise this personally.
That experiment was to be eradicated. I expressly ordered it. It's far too dangerous to keep alive.
I couldn't. It's half Nephilim. That makes it impossible to kill without your periapt shard.
You ignored my orders for the last time, Boaz. Mullah, I need the services of one of your little creations.
Ah, please, no! It wasn't my fault! I'm loyal!
Your own incompetence has sentenced you, Boaz.
Give me a chance! Not the pot!
I will be obeyed. Now sort this mess out.
Her acting was so hilarious. Like, no.
But that's the lovely thing about the Cabal. You know, they are all these crackpot alchemists running around Prague. You know, this is why, you know, she says to herself, you know, thinking, these guys are not mafia. You know, whatever you said, Bouchard, about these guys being, you know, sort of linked to the mafia, no. The mafia aren't this crazy.
Sorry.
But in their heads, they believe they're doing the right thing.
Of course.
That makes the best villains.
Of course.
Although they're willing to kill each other's friends off, no problem. Just like, but
Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
I couldn't kill it. It's half Nephilim. It was literally invincible. Oh, your incompetence. But no, I couldn't do it.
We're being paid.
Does not compute. Could not be done.
Yeah, you should have submitted that request for my periapt shard in writing to me with 3 months' notice.
Oh, we're coming up on some interesting tidbits.
Uh-huh. Yet again, the wonderful cutscene that proves how much you can do with just a few well-chosen words and expressions.
Wall.
You really have made a mess of things, haven't you?
Who for? The stalker who stole my painting? What do you need with a painting?
Maybe I'll explain later, Ms. Croft. But for now, I need to go and turn the power back on.
Leaving me here?
You've caused enough problems over the last 2 days. Safer for everyone if you stay in one place for a while. You'll be okay in there.
And this?
My periapt shard. You
Picked it up in the loot, yes. After you stole my painting.
All this can wait. I know where you'll be. Take a breather from damaging things, why don't you?
What? What? Hang on. Ah, damn it.
This is my game.
Oh, I so do not like these levels.
And now we're in American Mickey Zales. Hold on, you're not Lara Croft.
It's very disappointing that we didn't get to use his powers in actual gameplay.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was very one of those moments where he's really cool in cutscenes, but not when I play as him.
It kind of reminds me when we were playing Dirge of Sybaris.
Yeah.
Playing Vincent Valentine. You see him in the cutscene, he's doing all these amazing things, but when he actually plays, he runs around like he has a tortoise strapped to his back.
I know. There is one cool thing about Curtis, though. He has a lot more glitch capabilities than Lara does.
Oh, great. Power of the glitch!
Okay.
And I thought this would be one of my easy days.
Okay, glitch number 1.
Uh-huh. So we don't get to see him doing the whole eyes rolling back into his head, far-seeing business.
No. Out of my way.
Don't mind me.
Move. Got a speed run to do here. Can't be wasting my time with you people.
God, I'm glad that I wasn't in the vocal booth when they were recording the voices for all these zombies.
God, it's like Arkham in here.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Lara Croft and Arkham. Wow.
Oh yeah, unlike Batman though, she'd probably get done a lot sooner because she's not afraid to gun them down.
Sooner or later you come across an autopsy table.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had fun with a scalpel.
Maybe it is like the Rottweilers, where all he really wants to do is have a cuddle.
Maybe.
He jumps up and licks his face.
I love you, Curtis. What are doors?
I'm going to have to add teleportation to the Lux Veritatis' psychic arsenal.
Intangibility like a Shadow Cat.
Yeah, you can just like go through stuff. Ah, this thing gets around, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
After having gone up from craving just blood to desiring cold flesh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Angel of Darkness is available on the PlayStation Network.
I don't think so either.
If it got an HD remake, it would be pretty nice and pretty.
Fix this.
Oh, when I was doing my run a couple years ago, I backed up into a wall and I literally went right behind his face so you could see his eyeballs and mouth.
Oh God, what's wrong with your
face?
Yeah, I think you have that in the video.
Yeah, I do. I'm like, oh God, this is perfect.
Oh God, what's wrong with your face?
On your face.
Okay, now we can go into the other area.
Where there
Ow,
are
my face.
Where the zombies are even more annoying. And spiky.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shoot. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Damn it.
That's what we're here for.
Bouchard Trescend is cleaner down here. It's absolutely filthy.
Yeah, it's a shame he retired.
On ill health.
Happy retirement.
Yep. You see, why can't we have those kind of lines back?
Because we don't have Judith Gibbons playing the role. Alright, go through this door to this one.
Yes, that's another great thing I love about these old action heroes. Those great after-kill quotes. Like with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator throwing a knife at the guy. Stick around. Those kind of moments are just so great.
Yeah, I love them. But no, we can't have those. Those aren't realistic and gritty enough. Oh god, too far. I'll go this way.
Ah. Not to worry you, Curtis, but you're being followed.
That's okay.
Jeez.
Feel the force flowing around you. And he couldn't use the force powers to open up the door Lara was in?
No, he's just going to leave it to stew for a little while. She has this nasty habit of causing mayhem wherever she goes.
This is this is an interesting boss fight, because it's not one you can do quickly. You quite literally have to just write it out.
Are you using kind of a glitch to get the ammo going? Because I was always running out of ammo with Curtis.
Yeah, plus there's always some around the room, so...
Well, combat in Tomb Raider games has never been, I think, its strong point. Even the old core design ones, it just kind of always boiled down to just strafe around and shoot.
Yeah.
So it drops dead.
Well, there was never very much in the way of subtlety, was there?
Right.
But then again, I don't think that was ever its main intention.
I'm teabagging.
Halo, for you Halo fans out there.
But yeah, you literally have to play it by this thing's rules. It has to go up, it has to go and hide, and then it has to go out and appear again.
Has to nip out and cancel the milk subscription. That's what it's going to do right now. It's going to go and cancel its papers.
And then it's got to come out somewhere else. Get up, you lazy bum. I'll just give you 2 good ones. Yeah, you go and hide, you little... I'll just wait for you to come back.
Oh, footprints.
He's around here somewhere. Ah! You done?
Are we done? Come on. That's a good one. I think that did it.
I'll take my knife back. Thank you. Alright. Now let's pull this giant lever and get the power back on, shall we? It's a little dark and damp and gothic around here.
But we like it dark and damp and gothic. It adds to the ambience.
Sit in your corner.
Another great scene.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Ah.
Thanks.
Glad you came back to save me, stranger.
Name's Curtis.
Lara. And this is business.
I owe you one.
You owe me a painting.
Sorry. That went AWOL at the Louvre.
What brings you here from Paris?
Eckhart. We have business that only one of us will walk away from. You?
Personal reasons.
Eckhart plans to use all 5 obscure paintings to revive an ancient evil called the Sleeper, and rebreed the Nephilim race. To do that, he collects alchemically transmuted elements from his murder victims' bodies.
I've seen him at work as the Monstrum. With that glove.
Eckhart's the original black alchemist. And now he's very close to finding the last painting.
Does he know where it is?
Yes. It's hidden in the Lux Veritatis vault beneath the straw hole. The paintings must be destroyed. To do that, I need the shard I picked up at the Louvre.
There should be 3 Periapt shards.
Eckhart has the last one. If all 3 shards are united, they can destroy him permanently. So he keeps it safe.
Tell me about the shards.
They're ancient weapons of the Lux Veritatis. 2 of them were entrusted to my father. Eckhart murdered him to stop them passing into my hands. He failed.
So Eckhart went after your father, and you want revenge.
Justice.
We should work together.
You trust in me?
Here. How can they be used to kill Eckhart?
He must be stabbed with all 3 shards.
We can divide the forces against us if we split up. You need the 3rd shard, so you should go after that. I'll find the last painting and destroy it.
Okay. Eckhart guards the shard in his old alchemy lab in the lower regions. I can find my way there.
The engraving shows the painting hidden in something called the Vault of Trophies. Here. The entrance is underwater. No problem.
We're friends now.
How did she get the engraving and the map?
It doesn't matter. We have lost too many men trying to open that damn vault. Perhaps her special talents will help us get what we need. The mail will be coming this way soon. Make the preparations.
There's no danger she can destroy the last painting.
We won't allow her the opportunity. The 5th obscura painting is mine already. And then...
So they gave a motivation as to why they don't kill her, because hell, they need her at this point.
It's almost like those 2 were dancing in there for a minute.
But that's the great dynamic between the 2 of them, is that they are both the equal of each other. And they know that. And that creates... But that equality doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be bosom buddies. There's still that element of mystery and conflict between them that just makes them just more interesting. You know, they know that they're on the same side for now, but that could change, and nobody is really sure who is exactly after what. I mean, you know, Curtis. My father was a Lux Veritatis and he was murdered by Eckhart. My name's Curtis. That is about all we actually know explicitly about him, and that creates an enormous gap in the knowledge and therefore intrigue, you know. That was one of the things I think that made Angel of Darkness such a fan favourite and such a huge cult favourite for the sort of the mystery side of it, because if it had... Oh, explosions. Yep.
Don't mind. Carry on.
If it had been completely finished and all polished and everything explained, yeah, it would probably still have been very popular, but not as popular, I think, as when people were invited to ask questions and try and fill in the gaps.
Yeah, we need to know this, and we want to know now. When's the next game coming out so that we'll know more and hopefully get our questions answered?
You can speculate.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this place has a lot of water and a lot of jumping.
Yeah.
This room. I hate this level. This level I couldn't get through.
This is one of those FU levels, Gene?
Yes.
Yep, very much so.
Dive!
Awooga. Dive.
We'll just pull this, because putting levers underwater is always a good place to put them. Why would you... See, why is there a lever down here that opens up a door all the way across town?
You can say that about pretty much every single Tomb Raider game that has ever been.
Every video game ever.
Like, remember back in Tomb Raider 2, like, underneath the diving area, there was, like, a lever that that you could pull behind, like, the vents that were literally underwater, and it opened up a door, like, half a mile away. Like, what the hell?
That's video game logic for you.
Yeah, like, I wasn't even sure where that was at the time. Like, where's that door that I just opened? That's nowhere near here.
I kind of want to transition to that. I guess, Jenny, I guess you could tell us about... I guess that is the problem that clashes between trying to tell a story and trying to implement it into a video game.
Oh, very much so. I mean, that was one of the things that was very obvious to me when I was trying to sort of plan out the novelization and write it, was that you cannot just do like a walkthrough as a novel format. It doesn't work like that. They're two totally different mediums. So, for instance, in the Hall of Seasons, in the game, you play through and get loads of puzzles for all 4 rooms. And that really works in terms of the game. But if you were to do that in a novel way, then it would just become tedious. So some of it was done as kind of like a retrospect, looking back on, she does one room and then end of a chapter, and the next time we meet her, she's about to go into the very last room, and she just does this brief internal sort of summary, if you like, of of where she's gotten so far and how she's feeling about the whole thing and everything. And that it's just the way you translate a story. You can have the plot, you can have just a series of events laid out almost in bullet points if you really wanted to. But then the challenge and the fun comes from saying, well, okay, how do we get this bit of information put across in a game? And how do we get this bit of information put across in a novel? You'd say the same about if you were doing it as a film adaptation. What camera shot would work really well for this? How can we show this information through lighting and color and music and expressions, rather than dictating it to the player? Because if that's the case, then you might as well just make a shopping list for the reader or the player, and it becomes incredibly boring. But that's the challenge and the fun of doing it, of translating a game into...
Oh god, there that thing is.
Oh, I hated this thing.
Me too.
It really didn't know whether it wanted to be a shark or a squid. It sort of went for both.
And that concept actually works vice versa as well with Imerte when he was writing Angel of Darkness and probably having no experience on how to write a story for a game. He wanted to go all out and tell a really fantastic and amazing story. And he went ahead and...
sorry, just swim, please. Otherwise this crazy hollow thing is going to get you.
Yeah, and he went ahead and did write that amazing story, but how do you turn this huge amazing story into levels for games?
Yeah, and how do you do that when you've got a group of purely, it works both ways. Murty was primarily a writer and the other guys were primarily level designers, and there was a certain amount of Never the Twain Shall Meet. The novelization or a novelization was very difficult for purely game developers to take a look at and say, oh, well, we can just turn this whole chapter into a big series of jumping puzzles. And vice versa. It's very difficult to say, well, this bit of the story is almost impossible to convey unless we do a great big sweeping cinematic. So there was it would have been more interesting if there had been a bit more crossover, I think, between the storytelling departments and the actual game design departments. Both were brilliant by themselves, but trying to get each one to work seamlessly together meant that a lot of the great story got cut and butchered, and a lot of the great level designs ended up not making as much sense as they could have done.
They really could have used Hideo Kojima's expertise on how he went about telling stories in his games, because where he benefited was he was both writer, story designer, and a game programmer. So he could do it all himself, although he had a good team to help him.
God, how close are you cutting this? Oh, phew. It's like watching your air flash away and thinking, nope, that's not going to last. There you go.
So yeah,
full health and full air.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, they could have used Kojima's help in that regard, and so if Kojima did do Angel of Darkness, well, probably what we would have gotten were
a story that makes no sense. No,
a story that would have demanded sequels to make sense.
We, the Cabal, was once the leaders of this world, but now world has left us behind.
Yeah, so we would have gotten Tomb Raider cutscenes that were like an hour long, and gameplay that lasted 15 minutes, and then you had to watch another hour of cutscenes. Like, God damn it!
Tomb raiding has changed. Now the politicians got involved.
Tomb raiding has changed. It's no longer the desire to find my shiny objects. It's become a war. Can we do that now? Can we see if we can crossbreed Tomb Raider and Metal Gear Solid and see what happens?
Tomb Raider philanthropy.
Could be interesting.
Like in the new Tomb Raider 2, we're not playing as Lara anymore. We're not playing as this weirdo we don't want to play as, and we're just like, we want to play as Lara. and then 10 years later, that weirdo would get like a game made by Platinum Games that makes that character very awesome, and we're like, we don't want Lara anymore. This guy's badass. Metal Gear Rising, people, get some culture. And oh god, I just realized my water bar is
gone.
Oh dear. I'm
in for it.
Why do we cut these things so damn close?
You like to live on the edge. That's what it is.
Channeling my Marty McFly. Oh god, Laura, get up there. Oh, I am dying.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, you're gonna make it. There you go.
Lara looks great without any toes.
Okay, back in my gear.
Time to raid.
Kind of sad we never got to see the traditional outfit.
I don't think it would have suited, I think, the darker tone. I mean, yes, I agree with you. I miss seeing the...
Oh, God! That was
Mine.
Wall.
Yep. Who put that?
That was so close.
But yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have matched the... it wouldn't have matched the tone. So they had to do more combat fatigues for this one.
It was almost a game restart.
Very nearly modelled the pancake outfit. The little known scene.
My strength is increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got these.
Well, we've made it this far. My confidence is building. Obligatory Jesus painting.
God, I hated these things. Oh, that's not Jesus.
Well, nice of them to leave me alone. Sort of.
You were strangely dressed for a night.
And your health is like one knife stroke away from total death.
Yes, don't remind me. Never tell me the odds.
I'm not telling you the odds. I'm just telling you that you're about to die.
Oh yes, Lara, come down here for some tea and death.
Ah, Miss Croft, you're just in time for the 5th Obscura painting. And death!
Mustn't forget that bit.
I'm sorry to change the topic real quickly, Will, but I heard a great theory about Pokemon.
Well, that is changing.
Huh?
That was an odd turn.
Just real quick, I wanted to bring this up to you. Just real quick, the TV show.
Yeah.
One fan theory is that early in the first season, Ash Ketchum gets struck by lightning
and got into a coma.
Yes, and got into a coma. That would actually explain why he never ages, because it all takes place in his mind.
It would, but it's a little too dark that I think a kid's show would go for. It's an interesting theory. I've read about it. I'll give it that. It's an interesting theory. I doubt it's true, though.
All right, back to Tomb Raider.
It's just a theory. A game theory.
Oh.
Okay. Dive, girl. Dive.
In for it.
Yes, having a lot of fun here.
Well, I guess Laura's back to her old self now. She got all her health upgrades and strength upgrades.
Much.
I still got it.
Lara Croft, a Tomb Raider, and the Crystal Skull.
Yep.
I think I made Jen shiver a little.
Congratulations, Miss Croft. You are positively Amazonian. That Volt has defeated us for months.
What do you want, Eckhart?
I'm not interested in you or your friend, Miss Croft. Give me the painting. You may both leave.
What choice do I have?
Gunderson, release Boaz. This old colleague of mine was once a human before she displeased me. Not you, Muller, you useless piece of dross. You failed me too!
Come on, I'll give you a boost.
Curtis, quick!
Here, take these two.
These are your speciality, Curtis.
Don't worry about ugly here. Go on. You're wasting time. I can take care of her.
I do give credit to the cutscenes because they tried to be very theatrical with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I imagine, like, with Curtis, like, how he just showed up, like, all messed up. Like, right there, it's like, damn, Curtis, what happened to you? Oh, Lara, you wouldn't believe it. There were thousands of them. They rushed me from behind, but I fought hard. I tried to fight back, jabbed with my left, jabbed with my right. I pulled my firearm and tried to go at them, but they overpowered me. And then, like, it just shows, like, he fell down some stairs and got knocked out. Oh, that's not exactly majestic or regal.
Ow.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by those.
This fight was always a little annoying because of how slow he moved.
Yeah, and those...
I hated it.
And there was no way you could toggle between targets, if I remember.
Yeah, there is. It's the square. It's the square button, but it's not. It's not obvious though.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't so hard.
Second form.
Give me a break.
I haven't reached my final form yet.
Would the novel be told primarily through Lara's point of view?
Primarily, yes. There are one or two very small chapters that sort of have an interlude in the third person from other people's perspectives. But Curtis's levels are from Curtis's first perspective. So, yeah, you get inside his head as well. He's a really cool character. I really enjoyed going through his sort of ideas and everything. It's gonna hurt.
Oh, bollocks. Oh no, Curtis, he's been mortally wounded.
Oh, has he?
I just noticed, is he wearing like the Gears of War symbol on his chest?
It's very, very similar. I know that in one of his alternate like concept arts and everything, he's got like a Motorhead t-shirt on.
The Ace of Spades.
Yeah, because one of the things that Murty did for the Curtis Trent Estrogen Brigade website was actually share his full like biography for Curtis Trent, the one that had talked about his father and his upbringing and the way he ran away to the Foreign Legion. So it kind of fleshed out his background a little bit, and he stopped just being this weird, lux veritatis warrior guy from America, and started being a bit more sort of showing his stake in the whole story.
Cool.
What do you want, Eckhart? Isn't it obvious, Miss Croft? It is not.
You get that moment at the end of this game. It is not.
Like, isn't it obvious, Miss Croft? There's like a 5 second pause. It is not.
I had to think about it. But yeah, before we get to actually the end cutscene and everything, I have to say the single most difficult thing to actually work out for the novelization was when and where the Carell was at any one time. Because you go through it and it's like, he's the doorman, and then he's a Strahov guard, and then he's Bouchard, and he's Luddick, and what the hell is going on? So it was a real challenge to sort of track this guy's movements and work out who the hell he was, and when it was actually genuinely Luddick that Lara was talking to and when it wasn't, and all of that business. So when he did that whole final reveal, one or two of the people there, he is just messing with Lara's head. He was never Curtis and anything.
Yeah,
but
never at any point was he ever Curtis.
Oh my god, that confused the heck out of me when I saw that.
Yeah.
It's like when he reveals, it's like, oh no, it was you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. He is the master manipulator, and trying to keep. You think he was just this guy in the shadows and whatever, but actually, when you find out that he's designed behind so much of it, and you think, damn, I've got to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and work out exactly what you were doing from your perspective. It was a right pain in the neck. Fascinating, but a real, oh god, mind bender trying to work out where he was and when.
Yeah, it really was amazing to find out that, oh wow, he really was never Curtis at any point. He was just really getting into her head.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the perspective though, like when she called him out by name, Carell, it's like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah. Well, again, that was something I had to explain in the novelization. So in the game version, obviously not in the speedrun, but in the game version, you talk to Luddick when you first get to Prague, and he shows you this dossier with Bouchard and Eckhart in it, and you think, oh right, okay, so that's interesting. But in the novel, she gets to see the dossiers on all of the Cabal members, including Carell, only very briefly, only very sort of a glimpse of it, but it anchors Carell's appearance and his name and what he's doing in Lara's mind, so that later it does make perfect sense that she would recognize him. But of course, that was something that was just totally missed out in the game, and it was a perfect example of how a small detail was cut because it was thought, we don't need to know this. You know what? Actually, it makes all the difference between everything making sense and everything just seeming, what's going on here?
Yeah, how does she know something that we don't? And we got to see Carell in cutscenes, and even then we didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or is there like a tradition through a lot of Tomb Raider games where the villains are always trying to get Lara to join their side.
I don't think it's just in Tomb Raider games. I think that's quite a well-established trope in a lot
Join me,
of things. Well, precisely. Thank you. Yeah.
Join me, Link.
Only the most famous franchise probably in all history, and yeah.
But can you blame the bad guys for wanting the good guy to join their side? I mean, if the good guy made it this far and or, quote, did what the bad guy wanted them to, like, in this case, the only reason why they've kept Lara alive up until this point... Oh, hello. The only reason why they've kept Lara alive up to this point is because she has, in minutes, or in my case, has succeeded in... she has succeeded in doing everything... grab the freaking... Thank you. Damn, grab the damn dagger. She has succeeded in doing all of the tomb raiding work that has taken these guys months of failure. So yeah, like if considering that this is what the first like Nephilim sleeper character that they wanted to bring back or part of the war, they probably figure, hey, we can probably use this chick. Like for other things. And I presented that argument in Tomb Raider 2. That's probably why Marco Bartelli's men kept her alive and put her in the storage area and didn't just chug her off of the plane.
Oh, here we go. Final confrontation coming up.
Oh, we're here already?
We're here, indeed. You don't call it a speed run for nothing.
Glasses back on.
Why not? I have the power
of Greystone?
Yeah. Yes, let the hate flow through you.
I think Eckhart and Palpatine would get on.
Oh, yeah.
Still alive, Miss Croft. You are resilient, but over the decades I've killed more mortals like you than I can remember.
And stole their body parts, like a cheap grave robber.
As I will now take yours.
To wake this thing, you are grotesque.
Only my great hearts can cause the higher race to flourish again.
So I guess it's up to me to stop you then.
I hunted down and killed the last of the Lux Veritatis. I am immortal. The shards.
Scary, huh? For you.
It is my destiny to breed hell on Earth. You are nothing to me.
Do you know, it's going to be a real pleasure to shut you up.
Spoken like a true there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, this is another one of those boss fights you really can't rush through. You just kind of have to wait it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really not much you can do here except just wait.
Maybe she's got a thermos or something. She can brew herself a cup of tea while she's down there on the floor.
Yeah, well, that's boring. Where are you going, Akkad? So, what were you writing for this part? Sat there waiting for Akkad to stop shooting straight.
Not quite. Not quite. Love the expression on her face, though. It's sort of, right, anytime now. You know, he's behind me, isn't he? He's doing that face again. Oh, oh, ow.
Oh, I got her.
Actually, no, this was a really fun part to write because it was very visceral and it was very on hand. You know, there was no glowy wall thing. There was no cloning himself or anything. It was just, you know, very one-on-one sort of between the two of them with Eckhart, with, you know, powered by the sandglyph and the glove. Because that's, you know, what the device was that he was putting together with all the humping and the harring. Pardon?
Close quarters combat?
Yeah, pretty very similar. But of course she has the 2 shards that she needs to stab him with.
3 shards.
3, yes. Well, she was going for 3 until, you know, who decided to thwart it for her own ends. But it was also quite bittersweet because, you know, by that time I was sort of ending that whole part of the novel and, you know, getting to the end and thinking, yeah, this is going to end and it's all going to be really sad and you're supposed to shoot him, Lara. There you go. It's nice how he was already wearing the Periapt shard when he walked into the middle.
Oh!
I'm guessing that hurt. And
Maybe
now he's even more pissed than he was before.
Maybe you should not come into the glowy center. I can't shoot down.
But yeah, again, as you were saying earlier, you know, the music.
Yeah, the music
is awesome.
Neener, neener, neener. I'm just chilling.
Yep. Nothing to go on here.
Should have brought a book. I'll get you eventually. With third-degree burns.
From here, it looks almost like she's dropped a contact lens. Sorry, Eckhart, just wait a moment. I gotta find this thing.
My dad will kill me.
No, I didn't understand. I mean, obviously it's a boss fight, and obviously it's the end boss fight, and obviously you've got to do something special. But the logic behind him creating these clones that then run together into the middle was non-existent. You know, it was like, what on earth was the thinking behind this particular thing? You know, why is he doing this? What power has he got to do this? And yeah, it made no sense. It looked good, but it made no sense.
Yeah, the whole Nephilim thing, that makes sense, but this, no.
Here we go. Number 2.
Thank you for sitting there. That really hurts! And he's just gonna keep him in there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're almost done with him. Just one more.
It is a strange boss fight, I will say this.
Yeah, just chill.
Just a tad.
Yeah, I'll just, well, you go ahead and do whatever you're doing. Wow, this is gotta go in like the list of anticlimactic boss fights. Like, just chill.
Yeah, very much so.
You're not taking me serious, Miss Croft. I am dangerous. Uh-huh.
Yes, he hasn't quite got the concept of aiming at his target figured out.
Oh, God, I can't figure out this gauntlet. What is this? Inverted controls? What? It's like the controls for this thing are really bad. Maybe if I get closer. Hasn't worked the first 2 times, but third time's the charm.
Mm-hmm. That's another one, isn't it, of video game logic. Bosses
3.
are always taken down by the magic number of 3.
Unless it's Sonic the Hedgehog, in which case it's 8. Yeah, come on, Eckhart, do your magic. I wonder what Murdy was thinking when he wrote this.
I don't think he had much say in the actual gameplay puzzle side of things.
Ah!
Ow.
And then Eckhart runs into the center of the room and then teleports himself 3 times. Okay.
And here we go.
Where it all comes together.
Yep.
Or falls apart.
Depends on your perspective.
You're gonna get it.
Corel?
Go on, kill her. I knew you'd find the 3rd shard.
But why? You worked for him.
No, unknowingly he worked for me. But his usefulness was ended.
Will you destroy his work?
Of course not. The great work will be finished. I'm offering you the chance to become part of a benign new order in the world.
You are kidding, right?
We Nephilim have only ever been trying to survive.
Too many people have died for me to trust you, including a good friend, Von Croy.
He was an unfortunate victim of history, Lara. Eckhart was stupid to have killed him. I've helped you all along, both here and in Paris. You can trust me, Lara Croft.
I'm tracking 5 obscura paintings for a client called Eckhart, but he's a psychopath.
Why should I care?
Because I'm being stalked. People are dying out there.
Handle it, Werner.
Lara, please. Look, go and see this woman, Kava. She can help.
I'm going. Egypt, Werner. You walked away and left me. There was no pity then.
Get out! Get out of the way!
Croy, you located the painting for me. Why have you not delivered it?
I daren't collect it. It's too dangerous. But she'll be able to. No!
Your usefulness is finished. Your humans break so easily.
You killed Von Croy.
Stupid mortal. So be it.
All right. Now here's the final part.
So sad.
Yes?
It's all so sad. It all goes wrong. You need that. Could be useful.
Don't mind me. Now, the funny thing about this is it's going to get kind of funny in a moment. Like, it's going to be at a point where the game is like, good enough.
Close enough. Is it like when you jump to the sleeper? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever came through that, and I remember jumping off the ledge, and I knew I'd missed by a mile. But for some amazing, miraculous reason, the game thought I'd been punished enough, and I should just like have the end cutscene and have gone.
I'll do you one better.
All right, go on. Let's have a look.
Whoa, avoid him. I don't feel like climbing up on the third ladder all the way up there. I'll just jump off over here. Close enough.
Okay. Well, that did it.
Beautiful theme.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we say goodbye to the core Lara.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. The music, everything, it's just, oh, damn.
Well, guys.
What could have been?
This was my speedrun, the Brotherhood of Gaming speedrun of Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. A game with a lot of ambition and a lot of could have beens. Anything you guys want to say?
Don't mind me. I'm just going to get busy trying to piece together what happened next.
I look forward to reading that, by the way. 'Cause I would like to see.
Yeah, you may have to wait a while, but I'll get there one day eventually. But in the meantime, enjoy the speedruns and the music and the novel. Yes, please do. I hope you do enjoy it.
So what did you think of the run in general?
Really good. Really good. I've learned a hell of a lot.
It's like, fine, you're better than me at Tomb Raider games. You proved it. Are you happy? No. But yes, I still like the game a lot. It's flawed. It's really flawed, but I still find a lot of enjoyment out of it, so it can't be that bad. It's not like that new Sonic... Oh my god, what is it? Sonic Boom, where it's just... It's not even the so bad it's good. It's just terrible. But this one...
Oh, it's not a bad game. It's just a very flawed...
Unfinished.
Flawed one.
Flawed product. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The London Symphony Orchestra.
Yep.
Beautiful.
As far as I'm concerned, whether you're a fan of Core Lara or Crystal Lara, if you believe in a single timeline or a split timeline, singleist, splittist, whatever, we're all Tomb Raider fans at the end of the day.
Yeah, and let's remember that and be nice to one another.
Oh, indeed. We could. I think all people would benefit from that, but in this time, I think the Tomb Raider community could really use a bit of unity and a bit of tolerance, because right now there's an awful lot of bitchiness and bitterness going on, and it's not needed at all. We can all agree to enjoy the ones that we love and tolerate the ones that we don't. We can recognize the strength and weaknesses of all of the titles, even the immortal, wonderful one that started it all. There's room for every single one.
And respect for the people who like those games, because it may mean more to them than it does for you.
Hell of a lot.
Yeah. So, guys, will there be a Tomb Raider 7 speedrun? That'll be up to you. Will Jenny return for such a speedrun? That'll also be up for you guys to decide. Meanwhile, you've been watching the Brotherhood of Gaming Tagam. I've been your host, William Morris.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morse.
And I'm the mystery guest, who's not a mystery anymore, Jenny Millwood. Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
You can find her on her blogs. I'm sure the links will be below. And be sure to check her out. She's done a whole bunch of awesome stuff for the Tomb Raider scene. And maybe we'll do some stuff in the future. You never know. See you next time, guys.